What's up, everybody? Back again with another exciting announcement. This time you got both of us up here and have some pretty exciting news to share. But first, we're going to start out with a Maximus update, kind of update y'all on where we're at with development. And then we have an exciting announcement coming up. You have anything to add?
No, let's hop right in.
All right. Well, cool. We got 29 viewers on the stream right now. Let's see what the chat has to say. 2 negative in here. Name with the waves. What's up, name? Hex enthusiast is here we go. Rothko says time to splash. Yep. Elbow cough. Time to surf. DC and Gold Key drowning the competition. That's what I said on my stream yesterday. Is like, people always ask me like, oh, what do you think about this coin? And as far as I'm concerned, just about everything is serious competition, and we will thwart that competition. We will crush it. And now we may be drowning the competition. So there we go. With the caveat of Hex and Hedron. Those are more symbiotic. Everything else is generally competition. Hey, everyone. Hex Fanatics says, let's go. Oh, Surf's up. We are all the executor. Water. Someone knows what's going on. What's funny, Gold Key, is when I was posting the link of this stream in the other stream.
I know, I saw that. I was about to be like, idiot. I was literally watching the stream live, and I was like, you're an idiot, dude. So maybe a few people know already because you dropped the link.
Yeah, well, if you already know, keep it a secret. Wow, we've got a lot in the chat. Progress with Puyo says, I'm here for the Molly water. The Polly water. Yo. KD says, boom, let's go. Thanks for your hard work for our community, says Hex Enthusiast. Thank you. Sandy Beach in the house. Hello, DC and Yankee and everyone. Modern Simplicity says, much love. What's up, everyone? What up, peeps? Hey, gents. I've been anxiously waiting to get into Poly. And we're close, so it's kind of a good segue. So quick update on Poly. The contract was sent to the auditor last week. It should get back to us on the 2nd. And in the meantime, we've been doing a couple of tests. So we did kind of like a private test that I was just monitoring that I just completed today. So in that test, what I did was I did the minting and then did the HSI management system, so that which simulated like when HSIs come into the possession of Poly, how the system processes those HSIs, then schedules them to be ended, and then actually ending the stakes, updating the redemption rates, and then turning on the redemption phase for Hedron, Hex, and Icosa. So did all that today. Everything worked as expected. And then we also finished up the Poly minting dashboard. So that's what you'll be using to turn your Hedron into Poly. If you want to see that, the link is, poly-maximus-test.anvil.app. So go to PulseChain Testnet to test out the dashboard. And then also, not only that, so here, why don't I just share my screen real quick? And so we can see everything with that. So it has two pieces here. There's the minting section. So here, let's connect.
Dang, okay. Look at that Hedron.
I know, someone sent me 1 billion testnet Hedron. I asked for people, I was like, just send me a little bit of Hex so I could make some HSIs. People sent me all kinds of coins, a bunch of PLS, a bunch of testnet Hedron. So thank you for your testnet generosity to whomever sent me 1 billion Hedron. So we have this system for where you can mint your Hedron. You turn the Hedron into Poly, just enter the amount of Hedron that you're going to mint, and then you vote on the HSI bid budget. And so the HSI bid budget is the percent of the Poly Maximus Treasury Hedron that is allocated towards bidding on HSIs. This number is calculated based on the Poly minted weighted average vote of all minters, and then in addition to that, the remaining Hedron will be simply staked via the Icosa contract. So I think that we should do a whole lot of bidding. So I'm going to say that we should do 98% of all the Hedron should go into an HSI bid.
Yeah, and an important note there, like you mentioned, all the hedron that is budgeted for, or what's ever left over after the HSI bid budget is used for bidding, that is going to be staked. So I would, everyone can vote how they want, but I would be more conservative towards voting for a bigger budget, just because that we basically just don't want to have too big of a hedron stake, or too much of the percentage go into that budget, just because it would hinder the kind of buying power we have at HSIs. But again, guys, this is kind of the power of Poly, is that it is community run. So you have power to determine what the bid budget is.
Yeah. And it's also important for that's an important lever for people to use to, in a way, measure the risk of the executor model. Because any amount that's not bid, that's stuff that is not impacted by executor performance. So it's like a way for, just like the exact right amount to be selected. And it, makes it so that, the performance comes down to, all individual users, and it's not really in any one person's hands. So that's quite important. But yeah, so that's all you do. You enter an amount and a percent, and then you run the approve function just like normal, to approve your hedron to be used by Poly. And then let's see.
Do you have a pending transaction, like approval?
All right. You just can't see that. So now we have 12 hedrons successfully approved, and now we're going to mint 12 Poly. And just like that, we're going to do that. And so that's the minting experience for Poly. Very simple, exactly like all of our other coins so far.
Revamped though. I think this is the most beautiful interface we built. Yeah, I think it looks so clean.
Yeah, and shout out. Let's see if they're in the chat. So what was that guy's name? Taurus FX was helping. Like, literally, he was in the chat. He had the link open, and he was inspecting the CSS and like telling me like which elements to update and stuff. When I was trying to get, especially like this background, like that background effect, and just some things on the layout. Literally, someone in the chat was like like a CSS wizard, just like helping me through this stuff. And then also we started this DApp from scratch. The other DApp, like for the perpetual pools, for example, I didn't start that, like when I was building that dashboard, I didn't start from scratch. I cloned the Maximus, like the original Maxi one. And that was, 5 months ago by now. And 6 months ago, over 6 months ago. And so in between then and now, just my Anvil skill set, it's always improving. And so there's new techniques I'm learning and new things that I'm picking up along the way. And so starting this one from scratch, it just made it overall a lot better. Like all the things that I wish I would have done differently on the original set of dashboards, I was able to implement here. And so that has really made a big difference on the performance, the design, and just everything. So overall, I'm really pleased with how this came out.
And just to reiterate, so DivCatcher just dropped the link to this site, and public test phase is going on right now. So if you want to test it out, mint some test Poly. I also tweeted out from the Maximus_DAO Twitter page how to get hedron to mint. So essentially you just go to the faucet, the test pulse faucet, then you go to PulseX and swap for hedron, and then you're able to go to this site and mint. So have fun, and definitely let us know. So far, public test phases, I mean, we were running like a semi-public before, and everything's been going great. Sometimes if you're adding Pulse Chain Testnet or switching over, the DApp will flag an error, but you'll just need to reload your page. That's kind of a common thing through test phase, but overall, it's been a huge success. And so mint phase for public test phase will go for another 20, I believe 23, 22 hours. So feel free to, feel free to try it out.
And in addition to that, what we have here is we have something called the suggestion box. So here, I'm going to actually share my screen in a different way for this one. So here, so I can show the full effect here. And this is actually a really important piece for community participation, where we have the suggestion box here. And so the prompt is to give suggestions and ideas to the Poly Maximus executor regarding bid execution strategy. And so this one prompts you to enter either a liquidation ID or an HSI address from the list. And then, so say, liquidation 30, this is going to be OX 1234 ABCD, whatever the address is. And then say a value, like what's the maximum that you think it should be bid ever in whatever setting. And then like maybe this one has a bonus and a nice number of shares, or just whatever. Good luck, we love you. And so when you submit this one, with this one, you're actually signing a message. So you're not actually broadcasting anything to the chain. You're just signing a message that I hope you could see on the screen. Yeah. And
dear Lord, you got a lot of tabs open.
Yeah, dude, that's the nature of it. So so that now saves a message that will appear on the executor's dashboard. And so what's saved in this is not only your message, but how much poly and how much hedron and how much of something else, which we'll talk about in a minute, that you have, so that the executor can kind of weigh your input. So that's something that we implemented here, is where it's kind of like an off-chain contribution model where anyone can contribute to the ideas around the executor. So we'll make this dashboard available to whomever the executor may be. They'll have this dashboard that it'll be right there next to their private bid execution dashboard. They'll get it'll surface all this information. So if you think you have good insight that you want to contribute to Poly Maximus bidding, please do share in that suggestion box. I think that can be the source of some really good information. And we may also add some things like private chat for Poly holders, maybe like a private Telegram or private Discord or something that people can go in there. And if you prove that you have some amount of Poly, you can join that private chat. So we'll figure out something good and effective for that bidding phase. But yeah, so that's what we have so far, is the minting part and the suggestion box. And then we have kind of the framework for the tools that are going to be given to the executor so that they can perform the bidding. So yeah, that's kind of where everything is at. Someone in the chat asks, what if a huge hedron whale mints Poly and chooses 0% for HSI budget so that he'll be able to easily bid on HSIs himself? And David says, then he has no hedron to bid on HSIs. Yeah, so that's part of that, regulating it. And two, we may actually increase that from, like, right now that's like a variable that we can toggle before it's launched. And we might set that to something like 40% or 50%. So the minimum that someone could impact it by would be 50%. If they were like say the hedron source address wanted to, because really like the only one that, depending on, who participates in the scale participation, the source address is really the only one who could probably make that type of effect. And so to kind of protect against that, then we may just change the minimum amount that could be suggested, like that could be voted on, so that, you vote between like 50% and 100% to the bidding. So at least 50% of all the hedron that's minted into Poly is used to bid. So we may do that, and you'll hear updates as that goes on. Hate to say it, but not up to speed on Poly. So
give him an elevator
yeah.
quick pitch on Poly.
So Poly is a hedgeron pool for bidding on liquidation auctions of HSIs. So that's assuming you know what hex and hedgeron and this whole obscure corner of DeFi that we're operating in is. But basically, what Poly does is it lets you compete in these auctions like a whale, because you're pooling your hedgeron together instead of just being able to get the, bidding on the small HSIs. You're able to compete for the larger ones, and then you hold those in a pool structure. And so that has a lot of benefits. The same benefits as our existing hex stake pools like Maxi, Base, Trio, Lucky Deci. Exact same benefits. More earnings because these ones are larger and they earn a little bit at a higher rate than the smaller HSIs. So by holding larger HSIs, you're going to earn more yield. 99.9% gas fee savings, because instead of paying for each stake's gas to end on your own, you're paying it's paid as a group. So massive gas fee savings per user. And then boosted liquidity. Because these tokens are ERC20 tokens that are backed by these stakes. Even though HSIs on their own are liquid, you have to find the right buyer at the right price in the NFT marketplace. And so having an ERC20 that is backed by HSI NFTs, it really boosts the liquidity of these NFTs, because you're not having to rely on trading in an NFT marketplace. You're trading in a Uniswap liquidity pool. So big difference there in the liquidity aspect of it. So we're trying to solve a lot of problems for the hedgeron ecosystem. One, just the gas impact of all of these HSIs that were created as part of the ICOSA system. So trying to keep more money in the hedgeron ecosystem by preventing that from being extracted from the high gas fees that's going to be required to end all these stakes. And then to increase your earnings. Well, in this case, the bigger pays better is not too big of an impact, because the HSIs that are available, the largest one it doesn't even get 1% bigger pays better bonus. So it is minor. I would say bigger pays better is minor on this one. Gas fee is more dominant in this sense. But the major benefit I would say for these is the liquidity aspect, where if you're just to hold these NFTs on your own, it may be hard to find a buyer. But now that they're bundled up and represented by a liquid ERC20, there's probably going to be more accurate and more active price discovery happening along there. So a lot of user benefits for Poly. Russ says, I'll have no clue about submitting, but good luck. Yeah, I mean, not everyone is expected to. No one's expected to do anything. It's fully voluntary. Like if you don't want to contribute anything, you don't have to, and it doesn't cost you anything to submit any transactions or any suggestions. Some kind of calculator determines some potential HSI values. So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek at the just some of the data that I'm surfacing for the executor. Why don't we just take a look at this real quick? So I've been compiling some valuable HSI targets in here. And so some ways that are a way to look at it is just like equating the value of the hex principal of the stake to the value in hedron. That's one way to do it, is just treat it like as if that you're just buying this liquid hex. And then also another way to look at it is just like the value of these share days. So the number of shares times the number of days. And then also, some estimated end values of the hex stake, and then the value of the hedron at the current price relative to that. So those are some ways that I'm trying to make it easier for the executor to look at these with. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's what will be established here, is what is the value of these HSIs, because what's unique about this situation is that each HSI, just because there's a buyer for one doesn't mean there's going to be a buyer for another. And so like the number of hedron per HSI could vary wildly, even with similar sized HSIs. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. And then also you're measuring it in hedron. And so it's like it's like maybe during the auctions, you're equating the hedron value relative to the hex value that's encapsulated in that stake. But then like the ultimate value is the end value of the stake, which is in the future. And so you don't know what the hex versus hedron price is going to be in the future. And so it's actually very difficult to, come up with a good valuation framework at all. And so really what it's more is like the act of all these auctions happening is going to be what gives these values to the HSIs. But since there's so many of them, there may be a chance for discounts on some of these, especially some of these larger ones that not many people can afford to even make the minimum bid. And so maybe there's some discounting on the larger ones and not so much discounting on the small ones. And that's one benefit of joining the pool is that you'll be able to bid on those larger ones, which have a higher chance of having a serious discount. But yeah, it's who really knows how it's going to be in the auction. Honestly, don't try to see source address trying to push out poly when it's bringing bidding demand. Yeah, I mean, but it definitely could, and there wouldn't even be any hard feel. Like it's all part of the game. They have hedron, their keys, their cheese. That's all. It's all just part of the game. I don't have any expectation, nor should you, that source address is going to do anything favorable. And that's like everything in poly is designed to be tolerant of there being like a large holder that could, because the worst they could do is try to drive down the bidding percent down. And we'll describe here in a little bit, there's kind of ways to circumvent that. So does this lock for 5555 or does poly sell back for ICOSA and let the natural flow happen? No. So this is to pull things out of the ICOSA system. So this is for staking the hex. Like you're accumulating these hex stakes. So it's not meant for like just kind of feeding the ICOSA beast, which is, if you like ICOSA, you prefer that. You prefer that people don't do that. So we're benefiting the ICOSA price. Thanks, fellas. Have every other token you create. Nice. It's a winner. It would be really cool to do a stream with Alex so you can marvel how great this product is for your ecosystem. Yeah, we've DM'd a little bit about it. And we did a 4-hour live stream together the day we announced it. Totally unplanned. I didn't plan on talking to him that day. It just happened that we were announcing it that day. I think that the setup for the announcement, like the whole analysis, like literally this, what I just showed, that dashboard of the comparing HSI in the ICOSA contract versus perpetual pools, comparing those stake portfolios, that kind of led to that discussion. But yeah, that'd be cool. Crypto Cool, it says, "Oi boys, get it? Gonna rewind to hit the beginning." Nice. We all want more hex. Let's look at the hex payout. Smash the likes. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter. There's our websites. Check us out. So, should we get into the announcement? Is there anything else that we should cover?
No, I think you hit it. Yeah, again, guys, public test phase going on right now for Poly. So I'm going to drop. So that's if you go back a little bit in the comment section is up there. But yeah, let's hop into the announcement.
All right. So I just tweeted it. Okay. So Dhexian says, when will we be able to purchase Poly via the market? As soon as there's a liquidity pool. Daniel asks, so the reward tokens will be Hex, ICOSA, and Hedron for Poly. Will Team token get a piece of the Poly in the future? Yes. No. Team doesn't get the Poly, but Team gets some of the Hedron at the start and some of the Hex at the end. So that's how that works. And then Team, it's actually split up over 2 years. So if you haven't even bought your Team yet, you can actually earn some of the Poly yield. And we did that just because we wanted new team members to be able to have the incentive to grow Poly. Blue Bums in the house. What's up, Dippikins? Dhexian, we mint Poly 101 with Hedron. Yep. All right. So introducing Polywater. So Polywater is short. Water is short for we're all the executor. And it's the Poly Maximus bid executor gas fee pool. So you prove your support for Poly Maximus and increase the chance of success by minting 369 water tokens per 1 ETH contributed to the polywater contract. So what happens with the ETH? It simply goes to the executor, who may use it completely at their discretion. If you mint water, you agree that the ETH is no longer belongs to you, and there's no getting it back unless the executor chooses to do that on their own. The potential uses, anything could happen. It's totally at their discretion, but perhaps they'll use it to cover the gas fees for bidding. So that's one advantage of the pool, is that it may have higher tolerance for for keeping these long auctions going, because maybe it has a big gas fee budget. But also, that any leftover ETH could be used for contributing to future gas pools for ending HSI stakes. Anything could happen with it. And also maybe it wants to reimburse people who paid for the poly audit or paid for other growth initiatives or any type of initiatives. Maybe it's there to gift people that have contributed in material financial ways. If you have any ideas for how it should be used, submit them in the executor suggestion box. So what do you get for minting? You get a token that symbolizes and communicates your support for Poly Maximus. Water holder suggestions in the suggestion box go to the top of the executor's list. So water minters are welcome to actively contribute to the execution strategy. Like in that dashboard I described earlier with the suggestion box, it'll anyone who submits a suggestion and also has minted water, they go right to the top. So if you want like the inroads to communicating with the executor, you might want to mint some water. So the water tokenomics are pretty simple. It's a standard liquid ERC20 token. It has no backing. It has no redemption value. It has no value at all until the market places value on it. It's just there. It's more of a symbol. And you mint 369 water per 1 ETH contributed to Polywater. There's no pre-mine or no, copying of the coins or no splitting or anything like that. It's just pure. You mint 369 to 1 during the first 30 days, and then it'll taper off on a bonding curve over time. So that's meant to be where, like, if over time, these bids are going on and on and on, and then you might want to add more ETH to the executor's bidding budget, or maybe you want to, maybe the executor is buying Hedgeron with that ETH to, even bid even more. That's outside of the funds that are in the bidding budget. That it's totally at their discretion. But we're leaving it where it has like the 369 to 1 rate for the first 30 days, and then it'll just dwindle down as it approaches zero over some period of time, just to allow like future flexibility with those funds. So why are we doing this? It's to give members the opportunity to showcase their level of dedication to Maximus. And wouldn't that be a good group of people to identify? Like, we definitely think so. So this is, mainly the main effort of this is to build up a budget of Ethereum that can be used for gas fees for the bidding. But then beyond that, it's totally at the executor's discretion on what to do with it. But what's great about it is that it will produce a list of people that have shown over and above the normal level of dedication to Maximus. And I think that's an awesome group of people to identify. So this is one of our first, kind of gas pooling solutions. This is like a simple, low effort, kind of play, it doesn't introduce any new risk, to anything. And it's totally voluntary. No one is expected to contribute to the Polywater, gas pool, the gas bucket. But anyone is welcome to, and your participation and your contribution will be signified through water tokens, which you should have zero expectations of. Like, they're just there, and they are what you make of them. So,
and look how sick that token is. Like, why wouldn't you want that token?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it could be one of the most scarce pieces of digital real estate on earth.
It really can. I mean, the bonding curve is something that we very recently just thought of. And this is solves a problem that has been within our community for a long time, like who pays for the gas. And I think this is a very decentralized approach to not only pool funds for gas fees to kind of cover that risk of not having gas, but also rewards those that do. So I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be I think it's just going to pop off. I don't know why, but crypto is crazy, and watch out for water.
Yeah,
It's going to be.
It's such a powerful symbol. One, it's like water is like the meaning of life. Without water, there's no life. We are all the executor. That's fun. Kind of, little little, little tip the hat to that. Dehexian says, looking forward to it. Polywater says, Big Kahuna. Hex Love, our friend, just got here. Wow, Polywater. Austin says, bro, yes. Does it have to be a full ETH that you contribute? No, it doesn't. Blue Bump says, great idea. Simple, clear. Thank you. Water, hydrate, check. Let's go surf in the Polywater. Hit the like. Awesome project. Water, yay. Yeah, it's so simple, and it's gonna, like it really is gonna, I think, really showcase a whole new type of kind of this type of governance where it's like kind of this grassroots governance where it's not like this like formal, rigid, like on-chain like voting and on-chain budget allocation. It's more like each little category of risk is just segmented. It's like, okay, you're worried about the executor not having enough gas to bid. Okay, in a separate independent contract from everything else, you can deposit ETH that is going directly to the executor, so that into that address that they can use to cover those costs. And that's not part of the whole system. It's just like, and it's fully opt-in. Like you don't have to join this. If you want to get your water tokens and you want to symbolize your commitment and dedication, then you can. But no one is forced to. So I think that this is like a really big innovation in just the general DAO governance space of this kind of like external, it's like separate type of modular governance and budgeting system that we're really just inventing here. So Hexbear says, will you have to mint water to prove your dedication, or can you buy and market? So yeah, you can buy. I don't know who would sell it to you. That might be a dangerous thing to sell your water right away. But yeah, I mean, whoever has the water tokens, as far as I'm concerned, if you hold water tokens, you have serious dedication. Because if you sold it, then you lost your dedication. What it's like, you obviously didn't want it bad enough. So yeah, so long as you hold them, you may get your water tokens. Hex Farmers is very cool. Thank you. Yeah, and so that's what's going to be going on the dashboard. Like if you go to that test dashboard, you see the question mark thing. It's going to be just like it'll be right there. Stake water. Not yet. not yet. That's the thing. You don't always have to do stuff with your coin. Just holding your liquid token is good enough. Like, I know we like just the nature of our ecosystem. We have like almost everything is stakeable. But you don't necessarily need to always do something with your tokens. Sometimes just holding your tokens is awesome still. So that's right. Hex token. Oh yeah, that water. Yeah, fill up that water bucket. Let's get that water bucket nice and filled so we can just grind out these liquidation auctions. Literally, imagine just like, what if this is maybe I'll type this in the suggestion box. I'll be like, take the current bid and just go one by one and just bleed out our competitors. Or maybe someone sends in the suggestion bucket. Run a Chen minting bot to run the gas price up so everyone else can't get in their bids, and we'll just like yoink the discounted. We'll DDoS attack the ETH network so that no one else can bid, and we'll just get HSIs for pennies on the dollar. Like maybe that's something like like any wild idea for how you think the executor should put these funds to work in order to do whatever. Send them to the suggestion box. If you're a water minter, there's a special section in there in the executor's suggestion feed dedicated to those users. So if you have ideas, or if you feel like you have some proprietary analysis that you can contribute, that's one way to do it. HODL, it's going long run. Woohoo, Hex token. Burn water. Yeah, maybe that would be the oxymoron. Blue Bump says someone's going to work out a way to stake water and get popsicles.
Damn.
Get your ice cubes. Can we pool our ETH and contribute to water as a group? Yeah, you could. You absolutely could. There wouldn't necessarily be a benefit for doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only game theory truly behind water is just the bonding curve. It's going to get much harder, depending on contribution to get it. The bonding curve is going to go to 0. So during the 1 to 369 rate, it's the best time to mint water. But maybe talk about, something we were talking about before is like, this is the reason we're going to be able to do this before the launch of Poly is just because it's a very simple contract, correct?
Yeah, it's literally like boilerplate copy and paste from Open Zeppelin. Because like what Son of Hex says here, love the no game theory, just own it. Like, it's not only for like, while we love that it like just the simplicity of it. Also just like it's mainly like a donation mechanism, and there's kind of no need to introduce a lot of complexity to it at all.
No, dude, it's the token to onboard the 8 billion people in the world that don't own crypto. Yeah. They need water. Dude, they need water. Everybody needs water.
Yeah, everyone needs water.
It's the best. It's the best drink.
Blue Bum asks, over what time period does water go to 0 emission? So I would probably like that to be over like a 6-month to year-long period. But that's a good question. Yeah, so maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what because that part is a way to kind of introduce some game theory to it. So but again, this is like something that like we are going to be very strict on scope creep. We've already had so many awesome ideas for like how to build pump-a-mentals into it, but then we thought we're like, okay, one that increases complexity here. This is mainly the main mechanism here is we want the executor to have a healthy ETH budget for gas, just so like there are no issues there. So we want to really limit the complexity, limit the difficulty of building it, and difficulty of just executing on this whole thing in general. And also we were like, okay, in a world of complexity, why not just like a dead simple thing where there's like it's kind of like the anti game theory. And so maybe the optimal game theory is like the anti game theory, where like that's what makes it more desirable. Scott Cole asks, how many water boys out there? When me and Stan were in high school, he didn't make the football team, so he was the water boy. Foosball is the devil.
Yeah, that should honestly be the branding behind it, is Waterboy.
Yeah,
now there used to be this, it got taken down because of the name, but it was this Reddit page of people just obsessed with water. So they would just honestly just post pictures of water bottles and like just hate on all other drinks. Oh my God.
Let's see what Google has to say about water.
Dude, everybody needs water. That's what it should say. You need water to live.
Throw the water emoji if you drank water today.
Honestly, we should launch a water challenge behind this where you have to drink like a gallon a day for 30 days.
Yeah, and then we'll have like just the healthiest cohort of people. Wow, look at this. Look at that globule of liquid. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
That's sick.
That's amazing. Water looks like some nice cheeks right here. This is pretty amazing. Just like that there's this type of phenomena that happens on Earth.
Isn't there a form between one of those for water where it's like a gas and a liquid?
You're talking about plasma. I think that's only particular types of elements.
Oh,
Water, plasma. Water can't exist as a plasma. H2O is a neutral molecule. Plasma is a completely different state of matter composed of ions. Okay. So yeah, there's no plasma for water. Here's the phase diagram. So freezing, boiling. It's pretty interesting. At higher pressures, it stays liquid for lower.
There's a fourth state known as tunneling. When it's put under extreme pressure in small spaces, the life-giving liquid can exhibit a strange fourth state known as tunneling.
Quantum tunneling of water. That's crazy. Sounds like a hoax, dude.
Dude, all science is a hoax.
Yeah, so learn more about water. Here's the water cycle, you guys. Mint, 1 water with 1 ETH.
Dude, there's not even, dude, we're going to be how do we get these names and they're not already existent on Ethereum? Water's not on, like we got lucky. We're the only team. Actually, I think there was like one other team, but it was whack.
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to have the first water token on Ethereum.
Dude, and we should get get custom water cans printed.
Dude, there's this new business out where they don't sell the water, they sell the ad space on the water, and then they give the water for free.
How do we get in that? Holy shit, dude, look at this.
Ooh.
So cancel all that. Water is Maximus's new water bottle line. Dude, that would be awesome.
We'll definitely send some water out to people that mint. I don't like aluminum cans for water though.
Why? It's the best. Why?
It's like box. Dude, just give me in a bottle, dude.
Oh no, dude. The aluminum's awesome.
Actually, you know what? I don't necessarily like, I like aluminum cups. I don't like bottles. Those aluminum cup
bottles amazing.
I don't know. Something about it.
Why?
I don't know.
Can you unpack this for us right here? Live on the air?
Just the way it touches my lips.
How many water boy? Oh, yeah, we already got that one. KD, everyone, water. Hydrogen, sublimation. Next thing you know, the fire hexagons are going to try and overthrow the water hexagons. Careful. Yeah, maybe that can be the next, like, gas pool.
Yeah, we're the water tribe.
Fire. Damn,
the water tribe's forming right now.
Without water, there's no life. Aluminum is not good for you. I thought, okay, Blue says glass is the best by far.
Well, aluminum, I know aluminum in deodorants is really bad because that goes in your blood. I don't know if like touching aluminum to your lips though has that same. I doubt it. I doubt it would, but maybe it does.
Yeah, I thought that the order for bottles was that plastic bottles are the worst. Aluminum is like with the cans with like those are second worst because it still has plastic in the liner, and then glass. I was seeing gas. Yeah, that's right. So we are all the executor.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. I mean, it's a very, very simple concept. Mint 369 water tokens per 1 ETH. And maybe pull up the Notion doc.
Yeah, I'm just going to share the link.
Yeah, share the link. We can, I think you kind of spoke to it when we announced, but very, very simple
Can you send me
contract.
the logo?
Yeah.
Let's get an image in here too. Oh, it's we are all the executor.
EXECUTOR.
I'm gonna tweet that out. We're gonna say, or once you send me the logo.
You just want the token, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll just text it to you.
Oh my god! I just got a copyright claim
On YouTube?
Oh my god! Copyrighted content is the Richard Pryor dialogue.
Oh,
That video.
you got a strike? Did you get a strike, or is it just a warning?
I think it's just a warning. It's a claim was created. Okay, so I'll have to remove that.
Yeah.
Who is literally claiming that? That's stupid.
All right, I just texted you the.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm gonna tweet it out. Okay. Well, now I'm not gonna play water.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably get a copyright strike. Okay, so let's update this. What should the cover be?
Oh, cover.
Do you think that water one that you sent?
Yeah. Use that one. That's cool. I think aluminum in the brain has been linked to Alzheimer's. Yeah, I think I read that too. They work great. Hexmate said, "Good to see both you guys stream. Two good men's. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Glad you're here." Doesn't making an individual an executor set them up for legal action as fiduciary? No. So when you talk to Teal, what was?
Well, so I mean, in general, these are general partnerships.
Yeah.
And there's no suggestion that the executor is going to perform. You're warned that the executor could underperform. So there's no fiduciary. The executor doesn't have any fiduciary responsibility to anybody. It's more like a volunteer service. So that is not, and you won't know who it is, and you should assume that they're going to not perform well.
But even if they don't, so one of the best things about Poly though is how it's structured. Is let's say, worst case scenario, the Hedron SA decides they're going to buy all the top, 100 HSIs because they're pretty much the only person that has that power. Let's say they did that and we weren't able to get any good HSIs. All the Hedron would then just be staked. So it would just essentially turn into a giant Hedron stake pool. So there's no real, as much as that's the main focus of Poly is definitely on buying the best HSIs. There's not it's not like if we lose out, we're screwed. It really just turns into, and there may be, there may be some middle ground. There are a lot of unknowns right now just with competition, how competitive it's going to be. But truly it's Poly provides that hedge against, a really strong competition in these auctions to be able to be bidding on the best one. So, also I've been talking to a lot of people and they just don't know, they were thinking about participating in auctions just for fun, but they don't know where to start on thinking about how much they should be buying or which HSIs to bid on. So poly really alleviates that for a lot of people, where you can put your hedron to work, have exposure to HSIs and a massive hedron staking pool as well. So it's kind of a win-win for those people as well. And then the whales kind of have to make a decision, like, do you think you can like compete against poly, or do you just want to join forces and win the best HSIs? So it's gonna be really interesting to see play out. But from conversations I've had, some big hedron holders are definitely excited about this, and so are we. We're really excited. I'm anxious. It's only 13 days away, so I'm very confident with where we're at. As far, obviously, we're pushing to start the mint phase as fast as possible, just to have as much time for people to mint. But even if it was like a 7-day mint phase, I think that's plenty of time for people that are planning to mint top in. So we should be golden.
Blue Bow Mask, what percent go to team? So if water, there's not like a team aspect to it, because it's not like a high growth. While it would be awesome if it had we're not necessarily trying to like we want team to focus their growth efforts on things that are like massive community boosting efforts, like hex adoption and the poly adoption. So we're not incentivizing team in that sense, but it's not a bad idea, to be honest. Susie Q says XOXO. Thank you. Good to see you, Susie. Says Sandy, crypto sloth for executor. How do you know he's not? Could be. It's Wooder in Philly.
Wooder. Yeah, I definitely want to hop on stream with Sloth sometime soon, just to have a discussion about like what he's thinking about the auctions. And it'd be awesome to have him on board with us. I mean, I feel like the excitement Pauly's bringing to this auction, it was already like people were already excited about it, but a lot like the stake pools, staking hex together is very different than like staking hex on your own, and it just brings this like new excitement to what's about to go down. And I don't know, I can feel it. It's pretty palpable. Now we have water to even further empower the poly machine, the polymaths.
Water will cost about $4.20 a token. Bong water. Is that the price right now? That's cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, whoever starts the LP pool for water, you know what to start it at now.
Can you
Son of Heck says
the discounts on the perennials?
The perennials.
Perpetuals. That's kind of a good name, right? Doesn't that perennial mean like a flower that blooms always? Or is that?
I think perennials are like pine that are always, I don't know.
No, okay. Yeah. So pine is lasting or existing for a long or apparently infinite time. Perennial plant that lives for more than 2 years. Yeah. So here, let's look at the. Here, let me pull this up so we can more easily look at it together. Where is it? I actually have. Let me see if this is it. I haven't even looked at these today. Let me.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm looking.
Let me share. Okay, so we have Maximus base at 0.98 hex, so at about a 1.8% discount. Trio is just above the 1-to-1. Lucky is at 0.936, and Deci is at 0.95. So probably, I mean, kind of the way that I make sense of this um, is that there, like, just so much of the demand was absorbed in the 21-day minting phase. Um, and, with like the participation was like 50% greater than what we thought it was going to be. And then also, um, now that there's just simply more options, there's, more places to spread the demand for the pooled hex stakes around. And also what was unique about this minting versus Maxi was that the demographic of the minters was very different. In this mint phase, the average participation size was like 5 times larger per person, and it seemed to attract a lot more people that were like kind of that like quick flip mentality, like the people that just kind of swap from coin to coin, kind of compulsively just do stuff with their coins. There was a lot of that in this cohort, compared to Maxi, which had a lot of people who were using it more as an alternative for staking. So that's kind of the driver there.
I think compared to Maxi, like a lot of people, I mean, was still a huge success from the mint phase, 294 million, but there were a lot of people that FOMO bought after mint phase, and so it drove that premium up. Whereas, especially with like Deci, for example, over 500 million hex was pledged. So, that those people probably missed out on Maxi, and rather than waiting to buy after mint phase, they just minted. So, there wasn't as fast of a turn on for buy demand. But personally, I'm grateful for these discounts. Like, and it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because for sellers, like they want the premium to pump, so they can lock in gains fast, like a lot faster than if they would hold till the end. But on the other end, like myself, I'm in the accumulation mindset. So I want these discounts to last as long as possible, to keep accumulating. And, personally, like from a marketing standpoint too, obviously we were like celebrating the early Maxi pump, but from a buyer's perspective, for new people coming in, that it's not a good, once it hits a certain point, it's like, it's not a great purchase. We want to open that door of a discount to people that want to get in. And so, right now it's like the people that understand what's going on are looking at this as huge opportunity to accumulate these T-shares at a discount, right? Like,
yeah.
So,
and even Maxi's down from the highs. A lot of that was driven by the team minting. Something that put demand pressure. It was kind of a sell the news type of event. And but still, it's like Maxi's pricing in. Maxi's been going. The stake has been going on for 6 months now, right? It started in like May 1st. So all of May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so closing in on 6 months, and it's priced in about a year of its yield. So it's like about 6 months ahead of its yield, which is pretty exciting. And a lot of it has just been removed from the circulating supply because we had the big burn go on, and we have all those coins locked up in the 369 escrow. And also, I mean, the mystery box, it hasn't moved any of the coins. There's been no activity on the mystery box. So a lot of the Maxi circulating supply has been alleviated. There was a big difference in the demand for Maxi a month ago versus now because of the minting for Team, which had 90 million Maxi was minted into Team, which was, or no, yeah, right. Yeah, it was 90 million, right? Or was it, no, it was 180 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 180 million Maxi was minted into Team, which
no,
was
I think it was 90. I think it was around 90, 94. Right? I think.
Oh yeah. That's right. So yeah, because it was about a third.
Yeah.
Which was higher than what I thought. It was about 3 times higher than what I thought was going to happen. So that was kind of it kind of makes sense that there was like a big run up last month, leading up to the launch of Team, and then which Team has. After like an immediate sell off right away, it's hovering back up to in the like 0.96 versus Maxi realm. And so, So yeah, the things are just, it's like a good deal, and it's, good for buyers. And it's kind of just like a, you know, evidence of just like the activity that's been going on in our ecosystem, and elsewhere too. I mean, it's like there's so much going on in so many places for people to choose to put their money that, kind of makes
Hmm.
sense if people kind of rotate between stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good for the buyers. And also, I mean, because everyone thought that the premiums were just going to moon, that
Yeah.
attracted people that were looking for a quick flip. And if you attract too many people that are just looking for a quick flip, if things don't go exactly how they thought it was, those people are selling. And then now it's like an opportunity to replace them with people who are not holding just for a quick flip. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I picked up from that.
What is that site? You got to publish that.
Yeah, so this is just like I was building this like embeddable site because I was going to embed this into the portfolio dashboard.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
keep
I
that
was,
on a separate page on the dashboard. I don't know. I kind of like the dashboard one page, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, I was just exploring different display layouts
yeah.
on this one. Yes, a multi-year plan, always blooming. I really hope these discounts last. My next stake, old t-shirts and more hex, or we don't get some people. Yeah. Nice. Thanks, guys. I'm looking at staking. See, honestly, what's good about the discounts is actually it's like a signal that perhaps we don't need to be in such a rush to launch more pools. Earlier on, I was like, okay, right after this launch, we got to be thinking about the next sequence. But there being discounts, it's like we might as well let those kind of marinate. Because for those users, it's like, like any future pool could be impacted by discounts, and so it's kind of a good thing. And also for people that like missed out on the minting, to be able to participate.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm looking at staking and hunting for the right spot with new cash. Yep. Let's buy perpetuals or LP. It's like staking on top of staking. Yeah. How the volume's been? I haven't even looked. Doesn't say. Is water good for hex? Yeah. I mean, it's.
So here's why I think water is good for hex is because the more power we have to buy these HSIs as a conglomerate, why poly is a huge pump of metal for hex in general is because some of these big players were planning on buying back their HSIs and then recycling those. So by us kind of breaking that chain, those people will now need to stake more hex in order to get the ICOSA that they want. So whether that's buying or just staking the hex they have available to create or to sell back for the HSI buybacks. So the more artillery we have at our disposal through water to buy these HSIs, the more power we have to get those HSIs. Katie said, Hexkins like graphs. We need that on the portfolio dashboard. I agree. That's so clean. I didn't know. Is that a nomic? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you could get the price in hex like that. That's sick.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing it like this, or doing like a ticker feed across screen, something like this to kind of rotate across. So yeah, I'll add that at some point.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, the dashboard's looking good. Obviously, kind of a work in progress because our focus is trying to get poly out. But I mean, I think it's a really clean dashboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And here, I guess this is where we can now, on this poly water page, where it is currently question marks. Water. Water. we'll add more to that page, and we'll have a interface. And so I'll probably build the water contract on stream maybe tomorrow. And what's cool about water, because it's ETH in, it may actually be able to be where you can just mint your coins by simply transferring ETH to the contract. So it might actually have a really fluid minting experience because you don't have to do anything. You simply just
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's like no approval.
So somebody could literally just copy the address and send ETH through like MetaMask, for example, and it would, dang, that'd be awesome. That'd be very simple to do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's sick.
water, yeah, water.
So I've probably got another 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, we just announced Polywater, which is essentially a Ethereum gas pool, but you are able to mint a token that is proof of support. So you can mint 369 water tokens per 1 ETH. You don't have to do 1 ETH. You can do a fraction of that, or whatever you want to mint. And we will be launching this probably as soon as possible, probably before Poly, would you say?
It'll probably launch at the same time.
Same time? Okay. Yeah, so we will be, I mean, Dipcatcher will be probably building this on stream tomorrow. We are currently in the middle of public test phase. So do you want to drop that link again? What was it? Perpetual? No.
Perennial.
Perennial
is a cool name for
that. Is a really sick name. With a tree emoji. Oh my gosh, that'd be sick.
Maximus test.ambledit app.
Perfect. So that's on Pulse Chain Testnet. Follow us on Twitter. That's where we drop the latest information, updates, keeping you guys up to date on progress to launch. We're getting very close. We got our security audit back. Supposed to get it back in 2 days. So once we have that and pass that, and then we have successful public test phase, we will announce the official launch date. So, and we'll probably announce that either on stream or via Twitter. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get Dipcatcher's body count up. He's always streaming, always building live. Perennial. We might have to do that.
Yeah, I thought it meant something lewd.
Lewd. Lewd would be a sick name too.
Okay, there's a perianal is the lewd thing.
Dude, you can't see that on stream.
Oh, I'm gonna get banned. I have to tag this NSFW.
Awesome, guys. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions. I don't know if Dipcatcher, are you gonna keep streaming or?
No, I'm gonna eat some dinner and then maybe stream later night, or maybe just work on it later night. Might hop on stream, might not. We'll see what the.
Yeah, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to hop over to Twitter or hop in our Telegram, t.me/Maximus DAO. No spaces or anything. Great place to ask questions. But yeah, I'm very excited. The next November is gonna be a fun month. The mint phase right into the auctions. It's gonna be a crazy. I don't even know how long bidding's. What's your estimate on how long bid phase will go?
Until the bidding.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's done in like 48 hours.
The bidding?
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at the HSI coast. Look at the.
Oh yeah.
All the good ones, or not all the good ones, but
yeah. I mean, there's some good ones. I feel like in the first 2 weeks. Beyond that, I don't know. When did that?
Dude,
I feel like I didn't.
all the really good ones are instantly.
Yeah, everyone was hopping into Icosa.
But also,
so.
it may there any one of these can be picked up. But yeah, I mean, it could go on for a while.
Man, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Let's see. Also, just getting ready for Poly Maximus, you're gonna need liquid hedron. So if you have hex stakes, you can go to app.icosa.pro, mint your hedron, have it liquid, ready to mint poly. If you don't have any hex stakes or you want, you can always buy hedron on the market too to get ready for poly. It's going to be exciting. It's like the first, like the stake pool tokens are alpha tokens. I don't know what poly is. It's something new, just is backed by multiple money printers, which is wild to think about.
369.
The 369 wave. Let's go.
Thank you guys. Awesome news. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, I just saw it as a recurring thing. Blind hogs, find acorn.
Dude, is that your private key? Is that the first?
Blind hogs.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't know.
If he says blind hogs find acorns. Just saying. Meaning like.
Oh, is that a saying?
I don't know. Must be. All right, you guys. Well, might just leave you all right here with that. Follow us on Twitter and have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
Later.